Good afternoon to the media and good afternoon to our audience. I want to use this opportunity to thank you all for showing up for this most important part of the concert, which is the press conference. With me here today is the management. I would have the singular honor to introduce them to you. From the far right, we have Yankuba Bojang, alias known as Bricks Boy. He is the ground coordinator and also serving as the manager for affairs that has to do with the Gambia. Next to him is Demba Jalo. His face is very familiar. Anytime we have shows, we all know the roles that he played. Demba served as the manager for international affairs, most especially those in Europe. Next to Demba, I would have to skip that one and I will come back to him because the day actually belongs to him. Next is Dr. Kadi Singate, Omar Kadi Singate. And Kadi is our financial supervisor and also the one that is responsible for our affairs in America. And my humble self is Ismaila Fadera. I will be in charge of the press and the media as far as the TERIYAA concert is concerned. Without wasting much time, I would have the honor and privilege to introduce the honor of the event, the most talked about event for that matter, who is no other person than ST, the Gambian Dream. He is the one behind all this work that we are doing. On that note, we welcome the media and the press as far as this concern is concerned. On that note, I will pass the mic to Demba Jalo, who serves as our international manager, to give an opening remarks on behalf of the management. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon to everybody. Mbabel kontona manglena nuyu. So, like Ismaila already mentioned, the reason why we gathered here today is to talk about the upcoming TERIYAA concert, in which the management team feels it necessary to come and clear some informations or give some answers related to the logistics, preparations, and every other concern that the fans might have or the journalists might have to ask about, so that we can give some clear guidelines related to the show. So the floor is open for every questioning, and then we wish to be able to answer any question that have specifically related to the TERIYAA concert. And thank you everybody for coming. Yeah, Mr. Modlan, right? Yeah, thank you so much for the question. And yeah, so like I understand, GCCI is a ground for us also for the first time that we have to hold our show there. So like you said, many things happen with the past events. So the ST management, we cannot go deeply to understand what was the cause or the reasons why maybe they have some security lapse, because every management have their ways of doing their things. But like as the ST management is concerned, we work with our experience since from the Independence Stadium, and that means after every event, we make our recaps to find out some information related to what happened and how we can upgrade ourselves. So related to GCCI, the management deems it necessary to make a survey because it's the first time that we perform in there. So we were on the ground, we have a look, we consider some strategic points, locations, and how to comply with the audience, the traffic, and everything was put into consideration. And our security measures is drafted based on these protocols. So now coming down to the personnel, like after making the survey, we deem it necessary what is the amount of numbers we're going in for, and then we engage in the paramilitary, the police intervention unit, like always, and also the local securities for the inner core setup. Then the outer core setup is more of the personnel of the law enforcement authorities. And then we also have the police anti-crime unit who are responsible for patrolling to be able to dismantle any organized form of other people trying to group in response to avoid some complications. Though there is never 100% security guaranteed, but we try our best to make sure that the fans who are coming there can come safely and also go back home safely. So, but we also appealing to the fans and the general public, because anytime the security personnel start to use power, already security failed. So what we appealing, like, to avoid other complications is even a form of security. That means when the fans who are coming there for the party and then try to follow the rules and the regulation, that I means like following the barriers, not to avoid promotions and to consider the next brother or sister next to you who is also trying to get inside. I think it will also make the work easier for everybody and also the securities. But like I said, the security setup is based on the logistics and everything related to the program, and that we considered, and then we try our best to get the amount of personnel we need to secure the place. Yeah, that would be nice, but I think the number, you know yourself, you know, like, yeah. But like I say again, we try to upgrade from year to year. So after studying and surveying the ground, knowing the key strategic points that we have to handle, and then the security measures to take place. So I think we have to we have tried to get enough securities to cover these places and these logistic points. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that question. You know, I think it's a very important question. You know, we have been sending this message across, you know, for years, I can say. You know, one Gambia, one people, one nation, one tribe. You know, we believe, you know, friendship is the root of everything. You know, togetherness, oneness, being able to understand each other, you know, as a nation, you know. So we deem it necessary, you know, to release a song that talks about how important friendship is, how we can all connect as friends, you know, and, you know, towards positive good, you know. So the song TERIYAA is a local word, you know. It means friendship. TERIYAA concert is a concert for friends, all the friends around the world, you know, in the Gambia and outside. Anybody that are friends, everyone is invited, you know, to grace this occasion as friends, you know, to show appreciation to each other. Badi yani sinyoya aninyoya, you know, yeah.
Yes, my name is.
Okay, honestly, to tell you the truth, the first time I did a freestyle, like you said, it was in 2022 in UK, you know, but then that was just the chorus. I'm an artist. Me, I work with vibe. I could just enter the studio, start some music now, and then tomorrow I come up with another sound, and then I feel like working on these ones more than this right now. So it's more of a feeling thing, because for me, music is more of a feel. It's more of a vibe. Sometimes, you know, you feel this song is not ready, I need to cook this more. So it doesn't have to be rushed, you know. Tabiro me yalang kama mo niya saf after mul mo kanado may bang. Yeah, so morning important ajele, you know. So but honestly, I was just taking my time and making sure, you know, everything comes at the right time. Yeah.
So thank you very much, Abarakabake. So when it comes to that, ngaminke ngang hakilo tu so jamal le fanan tambita GCCI modula kutol ti puruntel, so sol tambita le fanan mili alon ko ngang hakilo tu itole na moli hakilo tu itole ila setopol keta nyamin. So that's one thing. So always bunda to normally problemo kana wato minna ni mol futata bunda fangoto, but nata da bunda se control no pour ni mol nata bunda to ay free bunda to fangoto. So wolon goldi always wala kake goldi pour mol kana futana bunda to. So niaje fangon ko no gate tickets ngawo commencer nun juna pour ngawo partning eliminate je, because ni wonde wo fana ma fan so line ol tinum pour kata ticket o sang. So ngawo eliminate je, but still now regardless kunyal mam futa to lafta e futa nyamin whereby mo be binale rek dunno simply but normally minka okay at the beginning fango doli kaje la ka official aka okay ikaje barial katara jana, but with time ikaje aka soron nan fola bango maybe fango baria man soto koteke mole na grupo kenan banta. So security wise nimpia yu discussion soto wala le puru ndela goal momenti puru mol kana futa bundato ni be futa la bundato rek yena rek yedum, so wolen goal ti bunda fango ni be futa no bundato rek you supposed to be free there, in the sense that hanila fengo jolonta je mo nyanta fulele la funo jolonta le yani ka wolen goal ti. But regardless, security damate o kelano ntel fanan damata kelano, you know, we all have to do this collectively, you know, meaning atel min kana to respect mol mil kana, not necessarily the journalists but the general public coming comme your protocols respect comme barial velori nyamin nga security respect ni ko molie batu follow ko si telephone normally ni be at distance e ka ke nyamin dole ka mol fenkele do mon den mol buleta pour bundato kana fu bundato se free follow jandi molena, so nim patient ta dulani waratale mo bebe kunnale. So not sure if I answer your questions. And yes, okay. So before the media fanang I want to say this, me along is very important for moli along. Okay, bunda tombe bunda sabal bunda fula le utilize kam bunda ba fula, but bunda do fanang bijele me along ko puru artiso la bunda to long. So lafta le puru mol be along fana natere VIP ticket le soto ibe dunna no dula to lale puru. So but that doesn't necessarily mean that natere ni la friend so le nata o any model but wal man VIP so ni VIP so is a dunno ni bunda any bunda la anyway. So but natere fana VIP le be bulu any modo nata mi along ko atama VIP so just to avoid complications, maybe we try I tawo bunda do la, but the security is going to be very strict at artisol la bundado, because artisol la beduna ninjela aning VIP aning the other executives, they all VIP anyway, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, the question is
exactly. Yeah, so come rek come ka demanding la faje rek wolong kadie mim fale wo is clear. So on that part fanang come siloning, like siloning coming to GCCI ground, remol tata je nga surveying ke nga feel like if necessary as a possible no the last Johnson before main gate and the last Johnson the last Johnson before the main gate and the first Johnson after the main gate ibe close la comme motol tinala comme kasia je fu bunda nyinto, so put more finance will put into consideration. Yeah, so ni nara nam press space in nyina womu kuleti fana miyalon ko comme amuntol fana na concern leti. So what people have to understand, music is atefanan tambitale more than rek purka perform. So bano lebe stage okang and equipment so le fanan bije miyalon ko some are channel, some are cable, they'll be borikan in different frequencies la and stuff. So it is never like come cameraman or lafta ka low dawoda anyanta ka low to we wish come way keno, because albije min albije wala to have good shots and stuff. But live band performance need normal DJ setup all long. It's a problem we will solve no within 5 minutes. Live band performance aka difficult. It takes time. So walatina come sometimes nalka complication or sort of come stage on you can come ka fala al kana nyim position ota or I'll move them, because sometimes Allah equipment soul they can correspond with some of the electronic devices for the minute stage on you can. So mimbije income mbemi wisla wolonjinti this time we try to allocate spots for camera manual in a way for journalists or minu yalon ko be sonying ko bakane pour yela space so minu yalon ko they can get good shots, you know. But sometimes this is just an advice based on experience. The problem also from your end, struggle, some of you also have to try and develop based on Allah's skill, because it's very difficult to cover a whole show with one camera. So so but if you have like crew members of 2 camera people or 3, doe janata doe focus artiso nyinda makan doe tajana after alla cottons ke alla all shots will be compiled together alla production o nyinge it's easy. So but ni mo killing ko okay mbe 30 minutes tala le ngasele stage la left after I move stage all right, later I go in front, later back. So when 5 people want to do the same action on the stage, whilst we also have the performing artist, sometimes complication on in canale. But still, that doesn't justify it, come we will not work together. So, Panamba trial from the management end, we upgrade la nyamen to make a setup, to make things easy for everybody. Although financial load line in Sotono, you know. Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. It's fine because, like, if I understand, the reason why we are here is Mialonko, it is directly to us, ST management, right? Related to Ntola events. So most of you might have other experiences to other events. Mialonko is different from Alkamin Sotontola Jam. So Ntebe Ming address lano Mialonko, it is related to us directly. Walon like how we, the atmosphere, Ming create lano to make sure that aliala satisfaction on in Sotoji. But nevertheless, Nale general concern it is related to the general music industry. I think it is very important Mialonko Alkana Batufan Komka for STLB event organized can or Jisul or any other person Purungana Dawsol Ninu Clear. You can try to make a form of organizing a press conference, alning musician artist, a general press conference related to expressing your dissatisfaction. What are the standards you can develop to make sure that the future events for Hollywood discussion on Yinkeje. But right now, tenting, ntol se ming handle no right now, wolong mi entol affect directly or mimbal tol affect antol la particular so nyinto. But a general discussion about a general concern, I guess, and I advise you people to try to organize yourself, and then you write to the different artists, ila management or almiesi, alle general discussion sort of put mimbati na la pool ninu le fesa because wolong bela aimed.
Okay, first of all, it's not an album. It's just a single. You know, I know for the fact that I'm used to launching albums annually. You know, so people expect annual albums. But this year, I'm not launching an album. It's just a song. Yeah, it's just a concert actually. Yes, it's just a concert. You know, hopefully next year there will be an album. Yeah, well, you know. I think I said that before, you know, it's all about unity, you know, because if you hear, you know, one Gambia, one people, one nation, one tribe, at the end of the day, I feel like it all starts with, you know, how we look at each other, how we expect, how we cope with each other, you know, how we understand each other. So everything, you know, is based on friendship. If we all look at each other like we are brothers and sisters, it makes everything work perfectly well, you know. So, you know, that's why the TERIYAA song came out, is to remind people of how important working together is and how we should put humanity first before anything, and how important it is to cope with each other and to work together as a unit, you know. Unity is strength, you know. Yeah. Well, me and my team have been prepared. We've been prepared. Yeah, yes, yes. We've been waiting for the day for so long, you know, and everyone is excited, you know, that it's here. Personally, I cannot wait to do what I do best on stage. Even though I don't want to break surprises here, you know. You want me to break the surprise here? Yeah, you know, so there will be so many surprises because we cannot be doing, like, it's different songs from last year was an album. This is a concert. You know, it's gonna be a different entrance. It's gonna be different songs. It's gonna be a different performance, and we're gonna have a live band session and also a semi-live. You know, everything just comes different, but we will witness that, you know, firsthand on stage. You know, on Saturday. I don't want to spoil the surprise now. Yeah.
Normally, like related to the press cards, you might be right one way or the other. Sometimes we have situations where, you know, some people will come, they want to have more cards, and then we try to give them maybe 2 or 1. Because covering a show, sometimes it's always good to have this conversation about, to know exactly what this particular media house is doing. You understand? So, because there must be a reason, like to say, we need like 2 camera, 2 personnel or 3, based on these responsibilities. But if the media houses, some of them are trying to argue like one have a genuine reason. For example, if I give you three media cards for a particular reason, and then it is confirmed, right? And then the other people also want to have three, but they don't have three people who have to work. One will just be standing there just because the other media house have three. So this is where the controversy comes. But we will be flexible and be open to people, to media houses, who really need three, or who need four, or who need two, or who need one. You know, it depends on their responsibilities and what they're doing. So these things also we have to consider them. So and on the side of the way we arrange the performance, so that the humble manager can emphasize on that, as it is all based on our past experiences with the timing of the artists and everything. So he can say a little bit about that. You know? Oh, okay, good. So because like me and Bricks, like we in a management team, but me and Bricks is like we working hand in hand, 100%. So it's like when I'm talking much, so it's like Bricks is also talking.
Exactly.
So the reason why we try to arrange the artist performance list in the way you highlighted is simply because we do have situations where most of the artists, they would say, I will not go to the show earlier, I will sit until this particular time. So at some time, maybe if the main artists have to come on stage at 2 a.m. and we have like 6 or 7 big artists who arrive on the venue at like, let's say 1:30 a.m. So we want to satisfy them to perform, but then it is going deep into the time of the main artist. So this is why we come up with this idea of to say, okay, why not we categorize the timing? This means if you are a performing artist, you see the time duration, like you should perform within 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. So if you come at 5 minutes after 12, you are there. The chances that you will perform is very slim if there is a possibility. But then you lost your right to say, I should perform, because you are not there during the timing. So this is why every artist who saw the flyer knows, if I have to perform, this is the time duration I have to be there. But it is not basically like to say, we want to try to separate who have to come first or second, because even those names on a particular time scale is not guaranteed who is playing before who. So the most important thing is that you know, if you're there, this is your time to perform. Yeah, this is why we make it like that, you know. Yeah.
So regarding the program guide too, this is the first time we are doing that. We never did it before, but in other places, the artists will know exactly when they are supposed to perform. They will know that, let's say 2:45 is your time. So for example, when we went to the Summer Jam in Germany, we were performing 3 p.m. So me and Demba, we were very busy to let them know that it is going to be 3 p.m. We understand that the sun going to be very hot, but that's how they do it here. They give us time, so it's 3 p.m. So the thing is, we want the fans, you guys, everybody come in there. This is the first time we're doing this. We're not saying that it's going to be perfect or it is the best, but we believe that we are getting closer to how it is done in other parts of the world professionally. So another thing that I wanted to add is some of the artists may have seen their name on the flyers, but so the flyers, we have been working on it, you know, progressively, but unfortunately it leaked mistakenly, so that's why we are forced to push it out real quick. So some artists might see their names on the flyers, but we haven't get in touch with them yet. Some of them, not necessarily we haven't get in touch with them, but we are unable to get them on the phone, or any means we are trying to get in touch with them. So this will go out to the artists or the people that is representing them. In case if you see your name on the flyer, even if you're not going to be there because you are supposed to be somewhere else, that's why we want to talk to you before the flyer come out. So we were having difficulty talking to people before the flyer come out. That's why it was leaked first, then we just are forced to take it out. So some artists may see their name there and we haven't communicated with them yet, but this is what happened. Some artists probably they have something going on, or they are not even around. But the ones we know that are not around, we don't include. But yeah, this is why the flyer is out before they know that they are supposed to be performing. But we are still going ahead because they all have to know, because this time is different. Every art is time specific. Some are coming 10 to 12, others from 12 to 2. Then ST will come on stage. So this is the first time also we are confidently saying we want ST to come on stage, and we want to make sure that that works. So that is on our side to make sure that happens. So from that part, again, ST will take a little break based on the flyer. Then we will have Acidic and Attack in that interlude. Then ST will come back again and have a collabo songs, and some of his songs that will be semi-live, that it's not a playback, but it's a semi-live. So to all the way to the end of the song.
All right, and just to add on to what the concerns that we are having with the media houses, and anyone who knows this management, we always learn from experience. I'm glad that Demba had made mention of that, because at the end of every event we do sit down and reassess ourselves what went wrong and where we need to improve on. Always what we always have is sometimes you give media houses 5 tags, you give them 6 tags. Those tags are being used for them to occupy the VIP sections. This has been a concern for the management. That is why there have always been limited cards to the media houses, because you cannot have a concert or you have an album launching and you are having a media house requesting for 10 media cards. It is always a difficulty. That is why we try to look at the media house and the type of job that they do. For example, you look at GRTS or you look at Eyeafrica to come and cover TERIYAA concert for Eyeafrica TV. Definitely they're gonna show up with 2 cameramen. You cannot give one media tax to Eyeafrica to come and cover the program. That is the difficulties that we do have. But inshallah, this time that is why we have created the media groups. The media group is already created, and we have the media houses. The numbers that we have, we're going to treat it according to that. But be rest assured, we will have enough media tax based on the job that you people do, and there will be fair representation when it comes to card distribution.
Personally, like I said, before, I'll say it again. It's not just because the media is here and I just want to say stuff that is nice. For real, I do not have any problems with any Gambian artist. That is not what I stand for. I stand for unification, one Gambia, and that's what I preach all the time in my music, So the TERIYAA is not even about the TERIYAA concert. Every other ST concert is for Gambian talents. Anyone can perform if you are there at the right time, because we all started from nothing, So we're trying to give the same opportunity to others to have a platform to perform on, So everyone is invited, Everybody is a brother and a friend. I do not engage myself into, beefs and negativity or any form of, like I said, one Gambia, one people, one nation, one tribe. Ngania killing, wala beti, that's what I am about. So if anybody does not understand me to a level, is that person not understanding? But like we open our arms for everyone, Yeah. Okay, so I'll say it this way. Look, I'll tell them. Did I talk about Broke? I told them you also reach out to Broke. I told them this just some days ago. And I myself personally told Broke the last time I saw him, I think it was the Antulas. Yeah, Antulas at Antuso, I saw him. I told him, bro, next week, in a couple of weeks, it's my concert. You're invited. Like, I do not have problems with, look, anybody you think I have problems with, when I meet them, I'm cool with them, kabadi yaleke. So the rest of the problems is what I see on the media. but not when we see each other. When we see each other, we are brothers. So outside this, where you see all that stuff, but anyway, I'm not moved by any stuff, like I said, everybody is a brother to me. I would rather, or cooperate, cooperation is a key word for me. I would rather, cooperate with brothers. We work and push each other than try to push each other back, backwards or stuff like that. That's not my thing.
Yeah, so what I want to add is, in that case, is just because ST talk about it already, he tell us alkana nyina bro kela and stuff, but unfortunately then min natake then recently, because ST can bro Kenya in nyoje, but then after kabri in nyoje, then we end up seeing some other videos and some other things. So that's right after, that's like, right after that, so it's a little bit confusing. So covering STO for mole fal alkananya na kabroke fanang contact, but it's like we don't know how receptive, we don't really understand your relate, even though we would want to call them, but we just see some videos or some other things just 2 days ago, 2-3 days ago, like that. So wala na man show abe receptive la nyamin. I don't find what we want people to know, regardless, like last year and year before last year, we struggle. We make attempts to talk to him as an individual, especially because there is one time from actually I was there. Actually, they have a conversation, and in SD, he never end up coming. But yeah, we do always make efforts for certain what don't come more perspective and understand from their ike mira nyamin and ika kuodol for fanang it's just the game, but we don't really keep nothing personal. If what do more kata situation do kono right now, certain mindset to nearly but force la no to get out of that mindset. But if you get out of that mindset, our hands are open to you. Almost everybody is model with definitely they are a little bit closer to us, but that doesn't mean that the other people, we cannot do things with them, or they are not welcome into what we are doing. Yeah, no, that's true.
We did even last event to me along imang I don't want to base this on a person, but like even a lot of other events nima muljeje amanke ko mafue nka foele, but at the same time sometimes you can't respond sort of, you cannot even come to the media because I would rather promote a brother than bring him down. So we can respond sifa sort of means sort of what to do for young. It's like a disappointment for people realistically. So I don't even want to go there. I would just say I'm a nano. Yeah, understand. But not that nka mule to telling an event bro nka silang amira please to jibe from manina mura. Ask him. I told him I Gambia bacon na listo. I swear down. I swear down. I told him listo man 550 sila ko no nka wato model to tapuma. Yeah, like like Gambian music, bro, compared to other countries, I don't know where you guys, Mbajibe Kanyamin. Yala Nenkana so enjoy we are out there and stuff, but compared to other countries, say Ghana, say Nigeria, Yala say other Senegal, right here and Tul Mamputa Blato. So, it's a basic necessity that we all work together, for a common good than, be busy ring, Yala other petty things, so Lamini Yalonko, Yala that we don't even have rights to na song so muka royalty from collect. Yala ne mulman fam put together, to try to work in a way that ndingol se benefit no na music koto, be busy ring can that's not I'm too focused on the positive that man times sort of, to be dragged into any negativity. So, come on for nyamin like ni better mindset to what to do aka hardly mu bundije because at a picture GB come from perspective minnalo. So anytime Omari but our perspective to then I can easily understand. But what we do, no matter how you try to understand, mudo mukaje because at a mantra things will GB come from another angle. Yeah, understand. So that's just how it is. But we reaching out to everyone, bro. Malafika honeymoon to coma, especially mulmini along household names, so let Yeah, my management always, they complain about that. There is no criteria for me, bro, I'm there for music, you know. Sometimes people start today, but they are super talented, you know, so you cannot judge by, you have to have 3 albums before you can do a song with me. No, you know, anybody can actually have a song with me. Usually, what I tell them is, you know, like, you have to be an artist first. Not, I want to be an artist. That means you need to have records first, you know. But if you have a good song, you send me a demo, I listen to it, you know, and I like it, you know, I will jump on it. You know, you don't have to pay anything or nothing. I would do that for free. Yeah, so that's how I work. Even though my management is like, we have to change some things because we need to set standards also, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, like what ST is saying, because the management is also there to advise, right? Okay, what we have to understand, like, he's doing his music and he's there. There is a reason why some people want to have a collabo with him. But collabo doesn't also necessarily mean it just have to happen from the first request. Because let's put it in this way. If you are an artist, you there, right? You have your standards. I want to have a collabo with you. I come with my song, right? So now there is where the game starts. It's whether I come with standards and then you jump into it and it is balancing, or you singing better than me, but this is my song, and now people are not even listening to me anymore, and it's my song because you you outsmarted the song, right? And or you have the option to say, let me come a little bit down to meet my standards, and then now what is with your career now? Because if SD have to come down low with his talent to jump into a song just to satisfy a brother, so it's also not good for his career. So we, the management, sometimes is also we intervene to make sure that certain artists also try to come with some standards. And some have a project. He cannot jump into this project because the song is whether so controversial or so abusive, the language tone used into the concept of the song is against his way of doing his music. And these are some of the things that people have to understand why some of the artists cannot jump into the projects of other artists, you know. So, but then like he said, because we, the management team, we never experience in any situation where ST is asking for money for collab. Never, you know, because even me, people write me and then say, tell me that, can you please link me for a collabo, and then I put it forward. It is never like we never put it forward. We always put it and we discuss it on the management level, you know. So this is how it is. So let's, like ST said, he is giving collabos and he will continue giving collabos, but let's the artists also work there on their project so that it is balancing, you know. Yeah.
And also, if you are unable to get a collabo the time you want it, doesn't mean that he don't want to do it, you know. So if you don't have him on your first album, there is a possibility. So some people will get angry and start, you know, thinking some other way just because the time they want him, they didn't get him at that particular time.
So just to add a little jumbo on lower knee, you know. So man, personally, you know, like, I was that artist, you know, like, I was that young artist, Bohamne, you know, from the start, I wanted to do collabos with some big artists, our own collabos. You understand? So me being at this level, when I look at some struggling artists, that reminds me of over. You understand? You know, when I was struggling to actually have collabos and not get it. Why come lower knee, you know, you would actually give collabos to people for free because you want the development of Gambian music as a whole. Why people don't see it that way mostly. I understand. Entitlement bit of the body sometimes, you know. So you dinga try to def collabo ak nit to support why Coco do just say no. It's like, you know, people see like it's a must. Yeah, I understand. So because the way people view things, so I'm really glad that you understand. Okay, so regarding album, it's always been my dream for 10 albums. So yeah, understand. Yeah. Yeah, and putting 10 albums drop, ngamara 8 album drop le, adota fula, you know. So ite ba korontarim flu ni drop back el dia. So next year me killing drop la le. After all na concert jama bal ke put space ba na. Janim fula njaw kana. But fanang, you know, yeah, ninga 10 albums sort of fang, you know, because it doesn't have to be about an album. You know, we can still do 4 songs here, kono fans will entertain, na concert okay, we still have events, where tara manke album tidal. But personally, I don't know after 10 album of Mimpa Bekela, but until a dream long, at least nga for year as an artist, na career kono nga 10 albums certainly, like that have always been a dream for me, so ninga sindire ko bekela dream come true, but music always live for me, and I'm always gonna be dropping songs to entertain fans out there. What was the second question?
The question was last year.
Yes, cold theater man killing, but the survive can we still breathing, and doing a lot, Yeah, man.
Countryman.
Okay, yeah. So like ila first question is related to the timing. Our discourse learning demanding. So I think that's very important. So mink at this time, walong we gonna make sure that na time o nyinga min for pour STS sele I sele o time wala hanata fembe ad la kan abekela nying plus minus maybe 5 minutes 10 minutes quality. But this is the reason why management o nyi are deemed necessary pour que artist performance time o categorized under a particular period of time, so and we want to make sure that ngana rule nyinga implement, because come STM mim follow no when the artist will Gambia artist will be ni bela effort ke kan ibe kuloko ne bela tunol safela inspirational binala ndol bugo kalamuda what they are going through, so that 2 hours or 3 hours to make they are so special for them, understand what is very important pour ndol be ngawo respect. So this goes to all the other artists. Danila, let them come in time to make sure that we avoid this complication. So but we're trying to make sure that na time will be nyame at a performance time we maintain that. So nina na nin sound o nina karo nina what transformational we have been working on them. This starts with the artist. Alafta munela ala donkilol be nyadila alafaka mune perform ala rehearsal tata nyadile now coming to the event itself. So ala setup he give it out and then we make the setup, right? Okay, so for you being a DJ, I understand where you coming from. Why the output of the DJ monitors is always different from live band, because live band my instrument sort of me along with their channel on the mixer. So mixer means sort of for your DJ output, where the channel is always free and clear. You play anyhow. So but instrumental you can correspond, and you have instrument with their own monitors. You have guitar nala monitors or the bass nala monitor, piano, tantantiole la monitors also. All these are channel. So now here comes like sound engineer ka space means sort of to work during the show, because near sound check this is there. Now when the sound started, sound check at a time when the ground is very empty. The output is different. Ni mol theater, crowd in theater. Now the way the monitors are responding is different based on crowd ka sound block nyame. So this is where the sound engineers will have the time to make their adjustments. But when we have like 20 or 30 people standing on the stage, they don't have anything to do there. Dol bije single be dunna cable ko de be wutula nyola e ma kalamuda. You understand? All these are factors they have to change in the Gambian music industry, and this is going out to every other artist. You understand? As a brother, because at the ST Kafon Tolele personally, Nara Allah better Aldanta to manage him alone. What on told from we should leave the music industry. You understand? We should set standards. You understand? So based on that standard, the Mobe Danila, anybody, me alonko, like from our team to anybody, Nimang fence sort of, imam ben responsibility sort of why you have to be on that stage. Please stage o nyimpula. We want that nina instrumental, for example, ni jembe kosilabe jembe display la. We want the audience to look at it. They don't want to see me. Man of I understand it. So sound engineer fanang have to hear the sound output o nyinkata nyame. The instrumental output is very important in the music. The main artist have to be able to correspond with the instrumental players based on their body language. Anyanda ka lola action ke na bulola jitatiyo ya lo STA nyine mean, but like not a lot at tonta, you have 5 people standing between him and the guitar player. All these things have to be avoided, So The way of setting the sound, we have the management team is working with the sound engineers to make sure that after setup, we maintain that, and during the time of the performance also, we maintain that the same standards also. So we will be working on that, Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna be an amazing night, honestly. There's so much to give, and there will be so much to take. Like I said, I don't wanna spoil the surprise, but we are looking forward to be, a memorable night. Another night where we write some more pages to the history books of Gambian music, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Nadia tatelon teriti, Nakia tatelon teriti, Nalana muamun namoleti, Nkonyate damin natelen najeriti, Ntenite mu fauti, Diamuta sauti bauti, Vemfere muntati ya mutakata lemu. Yes, just to break it down, I don't know how to break it down because my songs are already broken down for everyone to understand. But it's just talking about the essence of friendship, about being there for each other, and being able to represent your friend even behind your friend. Being a good person and a brother's keeper. Yeah.
No, yalo ko like demba ya fonyami ndol mbeka communicate whatever demba ko demba diam dara am ko kadile diam dan defuma diam da mala fek understand. So it's like reputational in a bit but there's something for la for clear and there along do diam that I find for concerning about okay artists or other things, artists or communication and other stuffs. It's not even that. Throughout these 2 years along with any artist milanka bara album olo in kanjan deka ST kafon na so ning cancel and I try booking na sort of 200,000 plus a kafon na booking in na cancel for that artist to go and perform on those artist shows amanke kilinda amanke flada amanke sabada amanke nandi wala na nyale ajibe throughout these 2 years on a performance soul limit because a bugala na booking solta when the artist is launching his project. So like a sacrifice we make when it comes to Gambian music. He wants everybody to win. You understand? But these things, when they are not communicated, people they don't know about it. Yeah. So after I moldi me for that abuka diam. You understand? But don't management team like okay, dollar right don't pruka for molye. Me never caring. I think me na bula for na at least more base a win no. Yeah. So no. Yeah. Because but saying you need corona dale. Kwede question on me race na njang. You understand? So you push to that corner, we're gonna say it. You understand?
Just for the media, it's just like 200 or not a year. Or artists who kununga 200 or yeah, exactly. With us it's not about that. Every relationship, brotherhood is genuine to us. So for the sake of better, not because laftale media exactly.
Recap on that. So Mol, we talked about it, and then to make sure that based on your concerns, we try to upgrade them to our standards of satisfaction. So alle general issue fanan racially related to because tol damma manke minul ka perform. So me and tol me alonko is directed to us, Estila management. Ntol ba trial nga wo handle but nga suggestion of financially the media houses management they can try to contact the Gambia Music Union or the artist management in NEC katandila these are our general concerns on various events to come out with solution and possibilities and in stage managers all for diamu because some of you have more experience in terms of stage decision making than us but nali Allah opinion of al control nga mirade nali nyinke tanga betala we work on new ideas so pour woseke wonyama but benna best trial yeah
kana waralna alna ning
artist gate nyina you come through the artist gate but ali mol bala rek alla kato nyi
mo manyanna fe ala press
alla kat sol nyinul ali tande you come through the artist gate
we are doing our best to ensure that all the members of the press have their cards a bit early. If we do that, it's not going to cause any commotions, because it is going to be hard. Puru ye Ismaila Faderaje aita bundato security mam momilong elava ke fongo present as a media personnel card mantere bulokono waka kole ya bakele, so but then with your press card that the management is going to provide, you can use the jet that will be convenient to you, and we will not have any push and pull with the security.
So then sometimes certain situations and circumstances lude waral lolu nonu luta card city delay, mbate defa nek a delay on the side of, because sometimes when press contact person be mom kumde communicator to some of these press houses, based on our protocols, so dunde buga pour nit ñew randomly, even though yaa amé sa camera or and like comme ça nu ko waxé, some people da nga gis ne dañoo ñew ci event bi ak smartphone. So it's very difficult sometimes, though they give any sign, like their faces are familiar. Then they have okay, key exactly. When sometimes you need certain clarifications, purunga hamne exactly key, lumne kadiwa lola. At the same time, tanda, dem ko muna jok kati nyeneni purmu yobu. So lolu moko de waral. When they don't make so based on this year, standard buneka di upgrade, ak neke di lige moneka we have a list. Ismaila have a list, and based on this list, hamnen exactly 100% key nen ko jox card sami, so da nga gis ne buñ ñëwé rek then they get it so easily, yeah.
We want to give some information that there is going to be a restaurant built inside at the concert center, so by the Motherland restaurant, because ngalone mol ka mejele model kanale kabiring A7 fango. So there is going to be a restaurant built in there by Motherland restaurant. So it'll the mal betaralaje model betaralaje milan ko they are connected with GCCI that has to do with helping women. Well, they're going to be in there, but not outside vendors. Nyille betaralaje Motherland restaurant. And another thing, more nimol be ticketo san you try put ticketo sang from the right vendors. Banta, there is no gate tickets. So if you buy ticket at the gate, in case if it happen to be the bad one, you are at your own. So as far as we are concerned, no gate tickets. So ntella mol mantara nalbe ntella mo manyana tiketo wafila bundato. So nalbe tiketo wafika sanka momo ya bundato. Wo ase isetano, cause last year we more than 100 tickets. More than 100 tickets seized the fake ones, some of them crying, but unfortunately, they cannot enter. So lafta pur mol be along gate ticket mantaraje.
Yeah, just to throw a little stuff on what you were saying, Dolfana, we are not, because like you said, we cannot just be walking, and say it's Gambian level. No, we always try to compare ourselves to international level, so every other day, every other event, we are always trying to push things to set standards, to doing things like it's done all around the world. So the rest assured, we would really put all of this into consideration.
So Ismaila also updated me right now. So related to the VIP also, the VIPs are allowed to use the artist gate, but nevertheless, anybody who wanna come through the main gate, they can also use it, So, but then they are also allowed, when they are having the VIP card, to come through the artist gate. So also, because we've been having these questions also online and stuff, so it is raised here by one media personnel, the new management. Okay, it's true, some of you might not be familiar with our faces, but then I would say, like, we have been working with SD for so long. It's just like maybe it is from maybe last year or year before last. Some of us are seniors, but then the only concert that we don't attend, a big concert, was at this Saluto. Yeah, but since Gambiana, if some of you might go to the clips, you might always see, we always there since Gambiana at the stadium. So Cardi since from day one. So it's just like we are having maybe some faces, who are presenting as being in the forefront, but then the team was there, you know, with bricks since ages. So it's not like these are sometimes how people might think this is somebody new who might not know more about the management procedures and other things, but then it is always nice to clear it, because it's not because of your statement, but it's because I do also have some questions. Some people might ask me, since when are you working with him and this kind of thing. So that's clear, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next for SD after the concert? Are there any upcoming projects or draws?
Yes, there will always be upcoming projects. You know, music is life for me, you know. But I want to take this opportunity to thank all the media houses, the press, for being here. You know, we cannot do this without you all, so we are all in this together, you know. And I also want to tell you guys, this is not just the team. There's a whole lot of other people in the background too that are working, you know, putting in their effort to make sure, you know, the event goes as planned as usual. So, you know,
Yeah, just to conclude, I would use this opportunity to thank the members of the press and the media for, you know, gracing this important occasion, which is the press conference. Please, just like we said, those of you that are attending the press conference today, do not go home without writing your name on the attendance list, because it is the attendance list that will, you know, help in the distribution of the press cards. We have created the media group. I know some of you are not in the media group. Before you go home, please, let's try to coordinate so we can have all of you in the media group. This will help the distribution of the media tax, because you cannot also be at the press calling bricks, calling ST, or calling Cardi when the press cards have already been distributed. Let's try to avoid that. In as much as there is progress, or in as much as you want the management to at least work on one or two things, we believe the members of press also have a responsibility in hand in order to make this so successful. Dr. Kadi has already made mention of it. I also have to, you know, re-echoed. Please, the tickets are available and the authorized vendors are selling tickets. Anybody who wants to purchase tickets, you can use this platform and, you know, reach out to the vendors or reach out to the various restaurants that are having tickets. Avoid, you know, buying tickets at the gates, because if you are caught selling tickets, your ticket may be confiscated from you. At the worst case scenario, the tickets will be collected by the security, and we don't want that. People crying at the gate, you know, saying, buy a ticket, and at the end of the day, people will be like, but mamwe. We are using the opportunity to say, ticket o mantara wafi kam bundarar. On that note, we thank you all for your attendance and look forward to the concert on Saturday. Thank you.